Welcome back to Sunday Afternoons on the Couch. I'm your host Zoe, and today we have something really exciting in store. A new pilot came out based on the OG MTV show, Welcome to My Crib. This show, however, is a little bit different. Instead of focusing on luxurious million-dollar homes, it's college housing. The show, EU Cribs, focuses specifically on Elon University in Burlington, North Carolina. For this pilot episode, it goes around to 4 different housing options around Elon University and gets the inside scoop on the 411. We get to see the good, the bad, the cute, and the ugly. Interviews take place to hear why these people decided to live there, along with room and house tours of each location. Also on today's show, we have one of the executive producers come on the couch and tell us the whole process and timeline of what it was like to record this pilot, while also sharing some exclusive footage before the show airs. I know you're probably just as eager as I am to watch this episode, but beforehand, let's watch the trailer.
I'm Ellie. Welcome to my dorm.
Well, my name is Lillian Engel. I'm a senior here at Elon.
So this is my kitchen. My conoso, I think, is in Spanish, yeah.
It just consists of some canned applesauce and, of course, the necessity for cooking, cookie dough.
My cop outfit right here. I was a policeman for Halloween.
It's not weird waking up and seeing my face every morning.
So one of the items I get asked about most in my room are my accidental photographs of random children. No, they're not me. It's just the stock photos that came in the frames, and I have yet to change them after 2 years of owning the frames.
Tune in to EU Cribs on Tuesdays, 8/7 Central, only on MTV.
Don't go away. When we get back from the break, we're going to sit on the couch with one of the executive producers to talk about the creation of EU Cribs. Might want to grab some popcorn for this one.
Imagine that you've sent your best friend, your sibling, your confidant to college. They join a fraternity or a sorority, a sports team, an organization that they thought would have their back, no matter what. They're willing to do anything to belong in this organization. They're hazed and forced to drink more than they can handle, just to prove that they fit in. Hazing has claimed the lives of many around the country. Be a part of a new tradition.
The goal, the Piazzas say, is to turn their tragedy into meaningful change.
Has this become a calling of sorts for the three of you?
I think so.
Yeah. We didn't ask for it, but we have to feel like we're doing something.
These hands don't haze. Be a part of changing the norm and making progress.
All right, so welcome back. We have one of the executive producers of EU Cribs with us, Ennis. So Ennis, what is the show about?
So essentially what EU Cribs is about is it's sort of a reincarnation of MTV Cribs, and it gives it kind of a twist. So this kind of puts a spin on it, and instead of exploring, extravagant homes and lavish living, it's more just college living. It's normal people, and explores their living spaces, apartments, dorms, and things like that.
Mm-hmm. So what was your role on set?
So essentially, I was just a producer, and I had a role in pretty much anything. The pre-production process. I was on set, setting up camera, doing audio, stuff like that, and I was also involved in editing too.
Mm-hmm. And while we're watching the actual show, is there anything that we should actually take note of?
Yes, I think one of the biggest things to take note of is just like how different it is. Cribs sort of focused in on like that luxurious living. Just kind of the luxurious living and kind of like how crazy their living was, and it's just not like that on our show. We like to sort of relate to our audience and relate to our younger viewers as well as our older viewers of sort of just reviewing their college years. There's a lot of funny parts in the episode. There's actually a part in the show when there's a kid literally holding a cat, and he's just like, the cat's just trying to get out of the kid's arms, and it's pretty funny.
I think we actually have some footage of that, so why don't we go ahead and roll the clip?
And stuff, and he's saving up his money for an Xbox, and so that's kind of the main interaction he has with college students.
How about you, Brandon?
I help him sometimes, and I ride on my scooter out in the colonnade sometimes.
Go outside every day, and they have a math tutor who's a student here.
And that's the math on the board.
Yeah, they often get to.
Alrighty, so now that we kind of watched a sneak preview, I'm kind of interested in where does the pilot take place?
So it takes place on the campus of Elon University. Elon University is located in Burlington, North Carolina, and it's kind of a sort of a medium-sized sort of campus. It's very nice. A lot of people love the feel of the campus and love sort of the feel of like sort of Southern living, and it's just a cool campus, and we're glad that we got to be a part of it.
Nice. Seeing that it's so cool, was there anything that was difficult during the filming process?
I'd say the biggest sort of hiccup we ran into during the pre-production process rather was just sort of getting subjects. College students have such a strenuous schedule of so many things to balance: class, extracurriculars, and of course whatever they do on their own, and it was hard to match up schedules with them. So a lot of people dropped out. We had to find a lot of people to fill in, and we had to have a lot of backups. But in the end, we were satisfied with our final product, and I think it turned out well.
Nice. Was there any fun experiences that you guys had on camera, or like anything that just like made you love being a part of the production?
Absolutely. There was so many fun experiences during the production process. It was very fun going to see different living spaces. Actually, I think my favorite part of the production process was going and visiting our first guest, Ellie, as she was explaining sort of a lot of weird stories. One of the weirdest stories she sort of shared with us was something about her mom giving her this bear mask. It was very, very strange, but it was very funny.
Wow, let's take a look.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. So this little number was a gift from my mom, my freshman year parents' weekend, and she brought it because she saw it at Target on the drive over and said it reminded her of me. You see the resemblance? So this thing just kind of sits in my room and keeps me company when I'm lonely.
So Ennis, was there any like really easy part of production when it came to doing any of it?
You know, I think the easiest part of production was probably just planning it out and wanting to be ambitious and wanting to strive for a lot of the things that made the original Cribs successful. We were very ambitious in our pre-production process. A lot of things that we wanted to put in there didn't make it into the show, but I think it was fun nonetheless planning it out.
All right, and then my last question for right now. Have you gone back to any of the places that you explored?
I've gone back to a few. I've gone back to Danley. Danley is a nice part of a campus that's located a little bit further away from the main campus, but I've been back there, and I've been back to Park Place as well. That was, I believe, the third place we examined too, so yeah.
All right, so when we come back from the break, we're actually going to be talking about the future of the show and where this would actually end up at.
My name is Allison Bryan, and I'm the librarian in the Curriculum Resources Center in the School of Education. The Curriculum Resources Center, or CRC for short, is a place where we have resources that maybe wouldn't be found in Belk because they are more practical resources that our students would use in teaching their students.
I'm Allie Roth. I'm a senior studying middle grades social studies. I love to come to the CRC as a place to hang out and study.
More than the resources, the best thing about the Curriculum Resources Center is the people in it and the community that we've built, where we're able to talk about important educational issues, about the people that we want to become and the change that we want to make in the world.
Each card has its own unique ability that you should be aware of.
How many cards are there?
Thousands. Oh, you can't play the card. You don't have enough mana.
Mana? What is that? This is too complicated. I'm never going to be able to play with my kid.
Introducing Riftmasters, with only 5 cards per deck and symbols that represent actions instead of text on the card. The game is easy for anyone to pick up and play. You also don't need to use cards to pay for other cards. Just play any card you want.
This is much better than Enchantment the Grouping.
You mean Magic the...
Whatever.
Riftmasters. No card cost, no card text, no problem.
Welcome back from the break, but now, Ennis, I really want to talk about what do you see the future of the show being, or do you see there being any future seasons?
Yeah, so the cool thing about this, the concept of this show is that it's kind of timeless. There's so many different colleges in the U.S., outside of the U.S. that we could definitely explore. We want to explore some more North Carolina schools, particularly High Point, because it's such a sort of extravagant living situation, but you know, there's so many different colleges within the U.S., outside of the country that we love to explore as well. So that's our idea for different seasons.
So where do you see this going, or the show going? I know specifically college campuses. Do you ever think it could be picked up for something beyond that?
We want to sort of limit it to college campuses. That's kind of what separates it from the original Cribs. So I would say it's sort of limited to college campuses.
So you said your dream school in North Carolina would be High Point. Do you see yourself going outside of North Carolina and going to other schools? You know, I would love to go visit some of the California schools, just because they look pretty cool. Checking out USC, UCLA, places like that I think would be super cool, but I mean, we want to get a variety, so any school would be awesome. And then going back to the seasons, how many seasons do you see the show actually going into?
Oh, as long as it can. There's thousands of colleges just around the world, and we'd love to explore all of them.
Last question. What was your favorite place that you went to?
Favorite place I went to would have to be the faculty in residence. It was such a unique place. The kids that we visited were awesome. There were so many pets. It was just a cool place to visit.
Well, thank you, Ennis, for coming on the show and coming on the couch with me today. Highly recommend going and checking out this show, but see you guys in next week's episode.